Robert and Erin, State Rep Dodoe Horton from Haughton.
We call her the Dode around here.
The Dodester. There is in Ohio a website called, and we talked about this a couple of times this week, ohiocheckbook.com. And it is, in the broadest sense, a look behind the curtain of Ohio state government budgeting, i.e., you can look at ohiocheckbook.com and you can literally see where every single dollar spent in the state, not only by state government, but by a number of municipal governments, because they have signed up for this also. And it is under the aegis of the Ohio State Treasurer. Now, there's a lot of folks, and there is a website now called LouisianaCheckbook.com. It's in its formative stages. And there are a number of backers, some of them very well connected, who want to do for our state the same thing. And yet, Jay Darden, the governor's commissioner of administration, refers to the potential of LouisianaCheckbook.com. He says it's a red herring, i.e., it's misleading. It won't tell the truth. It won't really do what it banners itself for. How could... Let me rephrase. Why are the governor and his commissioner of administration against letting me and Erin see where all the money goes?
Well, why can't I find it? Why can't a legislator follow the dollar? We can't. We get an overview, and then we get something that says other, 4.5 million for other. Well, we want to know what other is, and we'll get a few things, but I want to know, how much do we pay for pencils? How much do we have in inventory? How often do we buy, copy paper, and who do we contract it with? I mean, do every little thing I want to know, and we want to see. Now, I talked to Representative Amity, and she said she finally just received it, but the print's so small she can't see it with a magnifying glass. So when we get to Baton Rouge, we're going to go and ask just the Department of Health that they can print us out one that we can see, because we need to know that. And
let me read between the lines here. What you're telling me is that in your mind, the governor and his minions and state governor are trying to keep you from knowing where it's going?
Well,
the money, I mean?
I just know that I can't find it. I can't follow the dollar. So it's about accountability. Why is accountability a bad thing? That's why I purchased the Your Vote app. I need everyone in District 9 to download that free app, Your Vote, so I can put the questions out to you that I'm being asked to consider and get immediate response from my district. The Ohio Checkbook is about accountability. Mm-hmm. What is wrong with that? It's not a dirty word in Ohio. Why is it in Louisiana?
We have this fact site or whatever in Louisiana that's not as, it's antiquated if you talk to everybody. And we spend, I may get the numbers wrong, we spend about $12 million operating that site to get our budgets and all the stuff that we do.
Operating a site that
is antiquated.
From the 1980s.
Do you know how much Ohio Checkbook costs? $800,000.
Wow.
We spend $12 million on an antiquated site. They spend $800,000. So I don't understand. It's one of those examples like you mentioned. We're doing things the old way, and it's just wrong.
It's wrong and costly and wasteful and inefficient. And again, I'm not saying that's this governor's fault. It was our service delivery model was developed by the Huey Long in the 1930s. And we're doing the same thing every year without any changes. We're asking our constituents and the citizens of Louisiana to give us more money and let us throw it towards programs that are not effective.
Do you vote for any kind of adjustments in terms of any of the new taxes that the governor's proposed? Or are there any of them that you're going to at least consider?
Not to my knowledge, because all I've seen when it comes to income tax, it's like Robert Adley stated the other night. We need stability. We need a stable tax group so that we can, fill this $1 billion budget hole with, so we can be stable. Well, who is the most stable taxpayers in the country? The middle class. Mm-hmm. Yet, did he not call it, Erin? It was revenue neutral. No, yeah. I asked the listeners.
You don't believe in the term revenue neutral?
Of course not.
At least the way it is used by the Edwards administration.
Of course not. Does it make sense to you listeners that they need to fill $1 billion hole, and they want to re-implement the Stelly, which was the most unfair tax on the middle class, and yet call it revenue neutral? I mean, it's an oxymoron. It makes no sense to someone like like me, and everyone that has common sense.
It's just moronic to me.
It
Last
is to me,
question.
too.
Special session, yay or nay? What you thinking?
I'm sure we will be called into one.
Oh boy.
I don't know how we can avoid it. I actually don't know how we can. And
Do y'all reach an agreement? What do you think's going to happen?
I just don't know till we get there. I just pray that we're 6 to 1
A
strong.
lot of it depends on the way, for lack of a better term, the way the Edwards folks come at you. Fair enough?
Fair, and really, how strong are the Republicans going to be? I mean, we have too many that cave, are weak, have no backbone, or no taste to change and to go forward. And I'm not, of course, naming names, but I'm just saying my district didn't elect me because I was weak. I will stand and fight on their behalf. I need 60 more to do that.
Does it take 70 votes to pass new taxes? It will take 70 for most of the new taxes,
For
right?
most. Some take a 2/3, I believe, but the majority of what he wants takes 70 votes, and I don't see that he can get that.